Hey there, it's Flatbread Friday, and I had some spinach in my refrigerator that needs to be used, and I also had some quartered artichoke hearts in my pantry, and I've drained them and we're drying them. And in my refrigerator, I had some red bell peppers that I have roasted in the air fryer like I've done before. We'll peel the skins off and use those. And today we're going to make a spinach, artichoke, and roasted red pepper pizza with an Alfredo sauce. So it's going to be a spinach, artichoke, and roasted red pepper white pizza. And it's going to be real good. And let's do it. First thing we're going to do is make our Alfredo sauce. And because this is a pizza and not a pasta, we're going to use roasted garlic oil as our fat for our Alfredo sauce. And that'll make it taste nice and nutty. And when that gets heated up, we're going to continue on. We're going to season our oil with some salt and pepper. And when I make roasted garlic oil, I do season it. I use salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper flake. And we're also going to put in some herbs, a lot. And this is parsley, basil, and oregano. Very Italian. I'm also going to add in a little bit of minced fresh garlic as well. Not much though. Just a little touch. Stir that in. And now we're going to start our sauce. Okay, we're starting to bubble. So now we're going to sprinkle with a little bit of flour, about a tablespoonful, and incorporate it into the fat, the roasted garlic oil, and herbs, and salt and pepper. And see how thick this gets. I think we're going to need a little bit more flour. Cook it down. This is our roux to stabilize our Alfredo sauce because it's going to get cooked again at a high temperature in the oven. So let's see what our thickness turns out to be. Our roux has reached a good thickness. It scrapes up from the sides, which means it's good. And I want this sauce to be a little thicker than usual because it's going to be a base for our pizza. But I'm also going to add some cheese to it, so that's going to thicken it up a little more. So now it's time for our cream to go in. Here comes our cream. This is half and half, not cream, but it's half cream. So we're going to stir that in, and then we're going to whisk it around for a little bit. Bring it up to the boiling point and see what kind of a sauce thickness we come up with. Okay, whisking to make it smooth. Incorporate all that roux into our, we're gonna need some more. Looks like we're gonna have some extra Alfredo sauce. We'll have to make a pasta dish or something. Okay, when it reaches the boiling point, we'll see what the thickness is, and hopefully it'll be the perfect one. Our Alfredo sauce has reached a nice thickness, and now I'm going to add in some Parmesan cheese, and if it gets too thick with that, we're going to just thin it out with a little more cream. In comes our finely grated Parmesan. This is actually my 4-cheese blend that I chopped up in the food processor, but you could use Parmesan. And let's put it all in. It's going to be good, nice and cheesy, but I think it's going to be too thick once it melts. We shall see. And we want it about the consistency of spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce and not the consistency of a loose pasta sauce. So let's see how we do. Here's how thick it is so far. We're going to keep stirring it until it's all melted. I think our sauce came out really good. It's pretty thick, as you can see, but it's spreadable, and it ought to hold together nicely in the oven and not run all over the place. So we're going to set it aside to cool, and we're going to peel our roasted red peppers and assemble our pizza. Here's another shot of our roasted red peppers. And when you used to make red peppers, you used to hold them over a flame and char them up and then put them in a plastic bag or a paper bag to steam a little bit so the skin peels right off. And the good thing about the air fryer is that the air fryer is our paper bag. So let's do it. As you can see, these skins are peeling off very nicely. And off they go. So easy. Easy peasy to peel these off. We want to make sure we get them all. And here are our peeled roasted red peppers. And then we're going to cut them into strips. Okay, all peeled up. And now we're going to flip them over and cut them into strips. But here are our strips. Looking good, nice and tender, smelling roasted. And let's finish them up. Our roasted red pepper strips are all cut up and ready to go. And now we're going to roll out our crust. I finally did it. I bought a round pizza pan for Flatbread Friday. A US Foods just opened up a chef store here in Fayetteville, and it's a great place. And that's where I found this, and now we're going to use it. We're going to start by, I'm going to take my ring off. Start by spreading some flour on our work surface. Get it in our hands. And here comes our Fresh Market pizza dough ball. It's going to be a little different from usual because it's going to be round instead of oblong. But we're going to do it the same way we always do. To start is to work around the edges. Keep it circular. And then go into the middle and stretch it out from there. And now we're going to shape it up to fit our pan. I've returned it to our work surface, and we're going to stretch these edges out from the middle to the edge and get it in circular shape. And then we're going to put it in our pan. Our dough is pretty well formed. I have some round parchment papers that go with my springform pan that I'm using to go underneath this to keep it from sticking and making a big mess of my new pizza pan. So we're just going to stretch the edges all the way out to the edge, and then we're going to turn them in a little bit like we do with our other pizzas, and in about a ½ inch all the way around. Stretch out and in and out and in and out and in. And we're going to go all the way around. Okay, we're all folded in, and now we're going to go around and crimp about every inch just to hold this up and make it stand up. You know I like a stand-up pizza crust. And now we're all ready to top our spinach, artichoke, and roasted red pepper pizza. First thing that's going on is our pretty thick Alfredo sauce. I'm going to scoop it on and spread it around, but I think that's going to work. Okay, let's keep going till we're all coated up. Our fairly thin layer of sauce is on, evenly distributed. Hopefully it won't run all over the oven because I can't put this on a sheet pan to protect anything. So let's put the rest of our toppings on. To keep our spinach moist and keep it from drying out, we're going to put it on top of the sauce and put put the cheese over it, and then the other toppings are gonna go on top of that. And you wanna point the stems to in, so they're not sticking out over the edge. And we're just gonna keep going till we're all covered up. It's gonna be good. Our spinach is on, looking good. Some of it I had to get rid of, but most of it I could use, so we did. Now we're gonna sprinkle our spinach with some shredded mozzarella cheese. All the way around. Now it's time for our roasted red peppers. And as you can see, our cheese is on, nicely distributed. And here we go. We're gonna distribute these around too. Stay on the crust, not over the edge. Ooh, that's a fat one. But it'll still be good. Let's keep going till we're all covered. Our red peppers are on now. And now it's time for our artichoke hearts. And we're gonna put those around in a circular fashion so they look pretty. And I'm putting them open side up. This is going to be one heavily topped pizza, but I like a lot of stuff on my pizza, and it's going to be nutritious and delicious. Okay, all our vegetable toppings are on, and I was right, it is pretty heavy. It's colorful and delicious looking, and I think it's going to taste good too. But just to keep these toppings from burning up, I'm going to do a light layer of my favorite shaved 4-cheese blend, and I know that the sauce has the same cheese in it, so we're just going to go a little lightly just to give it a little bit of a crust and a little protection. And then we're going to go in the oven and bake her up. Okay, the oven's 450 degrees. I think this is going to be good, and we are going in. Probably going to take about 20 minutes. Our spinach, artichoke, and roasted red pepper pizza is out of the oven, crispy and colorful and smelling great. And now we're gonna slice it and serve it. Our spinach, artichoke, and roasted red pepper pizza is on our plate, getting ready to serve. And before we do, I'm going to give it a little drizzle of balsamic glaze. Color it up, tang it up. And here we have it, ready to go, ready to take a bite, and let's do it. Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of Flatbread Friday. Here is our artichoke, spinach, and roasted red pepper pizza. And now we're going in. It came out so tasty, and it's gonna make a nice Friday night dinner for me, and we'll see you again soon.